Yes, but I mean, they had it before.
I just think we need a little bit more than an evolution, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's inoffensive.
How I remember, they came up as like the first. I think they kind of failed to. They wanted to go public with the company.
Smart, strategic thinking.
They don't have to reprint and reproduce every coffee cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So because I think most of the people will not notice.
The rise and fall of WeWork has been well documented over the last couple of years. So it was only a matter of time until they did a rebrand. In this case, the brand was given over to the New York, Brooklyn-based design studio, Franklin. So in this video, we're going to look at exactly what they've done. We're going to break down the brand, we're going to look at the logo, the colors, the brand assets, and at the end, we are going to give a score in our humble opinion. So without further ado, I will hand it directly over to Jan.
So, I mean, yeah, I just was one time at a WeWork space actually.
Okay.
But maybe for all the people who don't know what WeWork is.
Yes.
WeWork, yeah, they provide co-working spaces in all the major cities in the world actually. Their headquarter is in New York City. But you can find their locations in 779 locations in 39 countries. Yeah, and they have more than 500,000 members. It's quite big, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people who watch this video might have visited a space from WeWork once.
Yeah, and also if you want to get like a bit more of a history, there's also the TV series all about the rise and fall of WeWork. I watched that, that's where I get some of my knowledge from as well. I don't know how factual it is, but a lot of it's supposed to be based on a true story, and it's a great TV show.
Yeah, I mean, how I remember, they came up as like the first, like really did like super nice spaces for cool, not cool people, for designers and whatever, creative people.
Entrepreneurs.
For creative people and entrepreneurs.
Startups.
Yes, that is better than cool people. And then there was this big controversy in 2019. I think they kind of failed they wanted to go public with the company, and they failed, and they were criticized for bad governance, business model, and also the ability to turn profit. I don't know. This guy was crazy, right? Who was running the company?
It's arguable, yeah.
In the show, he was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he was driven, let's put it that way.
Okay.
And did what he could to build this business and make $1 billion company, which meant like upsetting quite a few people. And to have that kind of mindset, you need to be a little bit ruthless. So it's arguable if he's likable or not, but as I say, if you want to have a deeper dive, then watch the show. Yeah, it was a pretty cool and entertaining ride.
Yeah, maybe that is one of the reasons also they decided to do a brand evolution to, I don't know, get a little bit better reputation for their brand, because there's some, I don't know, every time you hear the word WeWork, there was something going on with them. So maybe that could have been one reason. And then yes, they decided to do a brand evolution, as I said. So as the world of work continues to evolve, so have the products we offer to our members every day. Now we've taken steps to develop our more impactful way to showcase WeWork's diverse and flexible product and unique value proposition to the world.
Who says that?
WeWork.
Okay.
There's obviously, of course, there's a nice video which we want to look at right now, watch right now, which introduces all the brand assets, everything in one beautiful video. Let's have a look.
Yeah, so the new branding of MailChimp looks great.
Nah,
I mean, it's similar. Come on. I mean, the sans serif, the feel, the colors, this is definitely a hint of MailChimp there.
yes, but I mean they had it before as well. It's not like they introduced the sans serif now. That it's because I think it's also very close to where they come from. That's why they call it a brand evolution.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's but we will give our conclusion later. But I mean,
I just think we need a little bit more than an evolution, to be honest. If you really want to distance yourself away from the bad press and the founder and everything that went before,
then yes,
and
of course.
it's going to be very, very expensive to introduce this refresh. If you see the amount of cups, beer glasses, signage, like everything that they have across so many WeWorks, all of this needs to be reprinted. If you're going to do that, then you might as well make an impact and do something different instead of a little refresh. They say it's because they don't want to lose the soul.
You gave your conclusion right now already.
No, just we're having a chat, we're having a discussion
Okay.
as we go along. I think it's important.
All right, so we saw there's definitely they introduced a new illustration. That's maybe what you thought looks a little bit to what MailChimp is doing with the hand drawing style. They introduced a new typeface and they did a little refinement on their logo. I think that's the major things they did. But let's jump into each of these assets. First of all, they did the whole rebranding with a partner, a design studio, which is a Franklin design studio from Brooklyn. It's more like a smaller boutique kind of brand studio with around 20 people. But they also choose them because they were a member of WeWork.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
So they just had the experience, and that's why they thought it's a good idea to work with them. Okay, the logo. The first thing here's a video which shows very nicely what they actually have done. So you can see you had these two W's and they were kind of connected, so they split them up. I think they just cleaned it up a little bit and made it balanced the logo a bit nicer. Made it everything like a bit sharper, and here's the comparison between old and new, and they had the goal to retrain the overall shape from the old logo.
Yeah, I think it's inoffensive.
And I think here also it says like the new logo, or the old and new logo, they should coexist. I think.
Saving costs.
You know, right? That's what you mentioned before.
Smart, strategic thinking.
They don't have to reprint and reproduce every coffee cup.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
So because I think most of the people will not notice if that's the old or the new logo
No,
on the
not
coffee
at all.
cup, right?
Not at all. No.
Yeah. And then there's a new typeface. I think that is always that's also quite close to what MailChimp is doing. They call it as actually custom typeface. They call it WeWork Serif. It's also done in collaboration by a California-based design studio called A+. They are specialized in typefaces and identity systems. And here also the intention was to create a typeface which also works really good with the logo and has the same kind of look and feel to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, at the end of the day, they actually appreciate typography and actually working with a type foundry to bring this thing to life. Always a win in my book when that happens. Often that is forgotten, and just, I know, standard fonts or free fonts or whatever are the default. But for such a big company, definitely to have gone in that direction is a plus for this rebrand.
Yeah, and I think it looks very well crafted and really nice. So when I look at this
Yeah, I like it.
chart here,
It's nice. So it's trendy, man. It's on point.
I actually have more like Monocle magazine vibes rather than MailChimp vibes, to be honest. When I also look at this new typeface, and then secondary fonts, they used a Aperçu. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with Aperçu Pro. Aperçu. If anybody knows, you can't leave a comment, but let us know somehow.
Send a video message. Or whatever. Yeah, but it's a nice, very well crafted grotesque typeface, which is around for quite some time. Good choice, though. Looks good.
Colors.
Yes, there's a new color palette. Yeah, I don't know, there's not really a reason why they choose these colors. I think they just work really well with these illustrations. They
I mean, blue was always a WeWork color anyway.
Okay, was it?
Yep.
I can't remember.
Yeah, blue and white, I think, or blue, white and grey, or something like this, if my memory serves me right. So this is taken from the original colours and muted down a little bit.
Yeah, but they call it secondary colors because their main colors are black and white.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but they say each color represents the various aspects of WeWork personality.
Okay.
Yes, and then we have illustration, which I think is maybe for people who are not so much into branding, that's the biggest thing they might notice. But I like it. It looks cool. I like this hand-drawn, very distinctive look to it. Again, the colors work really nice here, I think. Also like these isometric kind of office sketches.
For me, it has a very 90s vibe as well, and also the colors look like highlighters, like from making notes in books as well, in textbooks. So I think that's quite a nice little touch.
And then we have the photography. Yeah, they say they're doubling down on their current photography. So yeah, that's not completely new, but it still looks very good, very well produced. I mean, they have these beautiful spaces, so of course they can take also very nice photos. Yeah, I think that these are like the main brand assets. I have here just some eye candy, some animations, some nice mock-ups where we can see how the brand looks and feels. Here some out of home and animation. I like the illustrations actually. Some editorial design as well. Yeah, here again, Monocle magazine. And that is pretty much it.
All right, okay, then let's jump into our scores, which we do at the end of every video. I suppose I'll go first.
I want to start today.
Okay, do it. Take over.
You start quite often.
Go, yes I do. Because you talk most of the time. Then, give me a score.
That's true. So I really like it actually.
Okay.
I think when you look at their spaces, so I've not spent too much time in WeWork spaces, but I've obviously seen a lot of images, and I think that like the brand they created fits really good to their space as well, to the whole approach on interior design. It's a nice addition to this. I think in terms of the logo, they did a nice step in just refining it and making it a bit sharper and looking at a bit more on point. That works for me too. And I also like the illustrations. I think they make it slightly more playful, not too much, but a little bit. But also it gives it just more like a brand feel and makes it more consistent itself. So I like the illustration. So yeah, I give it actually a very high score. I give it an 8.
Okay, great. That's quite high.
Yeah. I'm also a big fan of the Monocle magazine, so.
All right, you have a certain bias.
Yeah.
I'm also a fan of MailChimp, but that also is going to sway my kind of score on it as well. I'm not a big fan of a refresh on such a brand of such scale. I think we could have seen something a little bit different, and there's so much competition in the market right now and has been for quite some time, and they're really pushing their brands and trying to do something different. So I wish I'd have seen a little bit more from it. I like some hints to like the analog notation, highlighter strokes that they've used as graphics. The illustration is okay for me. I like the font, but the font's trendy right now. Generally, I think it's okay. I think it's a solid refresh, but it's not. I don't know if it's really going to turn heads or get bums on seats in WeWork again. So yeah, solid execution. Franklin have done a great job. I'm not taking anything away from them. Just in my opinion, I would have liked to have seen something a little bit different, a little bit more, maybe polarizing, something that kind of, made me go, ooh, WeWork. I need to get inside a WeWork again because I've not been inside one for a long time. Yeah, so with that, I'd probably give it like quite a high 6, which is kind of a low score, but it's just because I wanted more. As I say again, there's nothing wrong with the execution. Solid, great work. Just wish WeWork would have been a little bit braver in going for a rebrand rather than a refresh. All right, very different opinions. It's been a while since we had a different opinion on a brand, but that's good. That's what we're here to do, to share our opinions with you. So on that, that pretty much wraps up this video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the video. You'll get more content like this. Like the video if you liked it, share it with friends, family, people who love branding, or people who just love WeWork and want to know a little bit more about the refresh or rebrand refresh that WeWork have just done. And as always, we will be back with another one very soon. So, as always, thank you very much for being here, and we will see you. Until then, peace.
Peace.